Yo, what is up, everybody, and welcome to my mock draft. There will be two of these, like back to back, I think, days. This one is mine. This one is what I would do if I was in the general manager spot. If I was making the decision on who to draft, that's this one. Yeah, so that's what this one's gonna be. The next one will then be the more predictive one that'll come out tomorrow, the morning of the draft. So yeah, no draft tomorrow. And here we go. Here's the mock draft. The Spurs. I understand the injury concerns with Victor Wembanyama. His talent is unbelievable. And there's a dude who was is not a huge fan of Wembanyama. I blank on who it was. But he's saying, every year we talk about the best prospect since LeBron James, except for last year, Paulo we knew was not the best prospect since LeBron James. But he's not wrong. You look at, I guess Chet was last year. Chet, Victor, Zion. You look at these, and he listed way more. But he listed more. But this one is the legitimate one. This one's the legit best prospect since LeBron. No disrespect to Chet. No disrespect to any of the other players. That was just media trying to build it up. This one is legitimately his talent level is the best since LeBron. He is better, like he is Chet, but bigger, taller, and better. Like he's just better. I do understand the injury concerns, but I like. Now, I'd get a bit more concerned about the bust potential if it were anywhere else but the Spurs. I really do like the Spurs. They've built up the reputation, specifically with big men, that I feel all right. Victor, number one. No, number two, number three. This is going to be me. The predictive one's tomorrow. I don't know for sure if there's going to be a difference or not. But I think you take the talent, you take Scoot. I do have him higher than Brandon Miller in my rankings. And like they're running Terry Rozier there anyway. Like, what do you think is going to scare them off from putting Scoot, who is taller than Terry Rozier, at the two guard? Like this, just take the talent. All right, just take it. Scoot Henderson will probably be one the injuries considered might be the best player out of this draft. He's the only one with another real shot when looking back at it. I do like Scoot Henderson to the Hornets here at 2. And then that just places Brandon Miller here at 3. We know all about them, so not going to... Took too long with those first 2 picks anyways. Move on. The Rockets at 4. Kevin Porter Jr. is honestly growing on me. And Amen and Ausar Thompson are kind of fall. Like, I'm not huge fans of theirs, in all honesty. Now, again, tomorrow you'll have to see. I like Kevin at 1. At their 1. I like Jalen Green for sure at their 2. Give him time. And then you look at their 4s and their 5, where I would put my next best player, Jarace Walker and Taylor Hendricks. They actually got a very good front court, and neither of them are good enough to move down Jabari Smith and try and play the 3. Instead, I'm just going to take a 3 in Cam Whitmore. I think Cam Whitmore actually fits very well. He has the talent level. He has the potential that these other top guys have, but he fits the Rockets. That's what it is. He fits them much better. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a point guard, but to me, this is me doing it. Give me Cam Whitmore at number 4. Then at number 5, my next player, my best player left is Jarace Walker. He's my best player available, and he fits. Now, it's a small front court, but you also have a pretty big back court. Well, I don't know. Pistons are probably the smallest starting lineup, I would think, in the NBA. Maybe. Depends on, yeah. No, I think they'd have the smallest one. But a talented one nonetheless. So I'm going to go ahead and take Jarace Walker. Could be Taylor Hendricks. I have those two pretty close, but I'm going to lean Jarace Walker here. The Magic are in an interesting situation where they have a lot of guys that are okay. They're solid starters. Like literally all Franz and Paulo are good. You're not replacing them. Their other three, their two guards and their center, like they're good, but they're not huge holes. They're not good. So it's like Wendell Carter is like he's probably the quietest, but he had a terrific game. He had a 30-point game in the season. I was like, but he's like that's exactly what Derek Lively I project him to be is pretty much just Wendell Carter Jr. So you're going to take a home run swing at the guard here and swing Raymond Thompson. He is the highest upside available by far. But he does have a very low floor. But that's all right. That's where it's okay to be the Magic. You have a lot of guys. Like if you miss on him and you have another pick coming up, you'll be okay. I was like, you'll be all right. The Pacers at 4, power forward, especially my next best player on the board, Taylor Hendricks, fits perfectly. The Wizards before the Bradley Beal trade. I was thinking you at least attempt to bring back Porzingis and Kuzma. Holy cow, that was embarrassing. You try and bring them back, and you take someone like Nick Smith or Cason Wallace here, try and win now. But now you trade Bradley Beal. You are clearly in rebuild mode. So Ausar Thompson, I think, is the highest upside swing here. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's someone like Anthony Black or Nick Smith Jr. Wouldn't surprise me. Speaking of which, the Jazz are similar to the Magic in that they have specifically their guards. They're good. They're good rotational players. You don't mind starting them if you need to, but you are looking for a future replacement, and that's Nick Smith Jr. for him at the point guard over Colin Sexton in the future. Coming off of injuries, tanked his stock a little bit, but he's a dang good player. Dang good player. Shades of someone. Not saying he will be, but shades of it. Then the Mavericks. Defense is the big one. Like that's pretty much all they need to be a playoff team. They don't even need Kyrie Irving to be a playoff team. They need defense. The best defender is Lively, and I don't think that's particularly close. Cason Wallace is next, but you already have 2 point guards. Not going to do that. The best wing defender available, Anthony Black and Grady Dick. Okay, well, Sadie Sissoko as well. But then you factor in the other things. The best defender out of these top players is Anthony Black and Grady Dick. I think Grady Dick fits better as an off-ball player. He may not be quite as good a defender, but he's a very serviceable one. And then he can do what Tim Hardaway does, what Reggie Bullock, what there's 2 and 3s do off the ball. So I think Grady Dick is the best pick here for the Mavericks. The Magic are backup. And now you can take a swing at your shooting guard. You take a swing here, and that's Anthony Black. Very similar players, he and Amen. Like, this team is not going to be able to shoot for crap. But Franz Wagner, I wouldn't be surprised if this is one of his best 3-point percentage years, just due to the spacing he'll get. But moving on. The Thunder, they need a 4. They need a big because you're running Shea, Josh Giddey, and then a mix of your Lou Dort and Jalen Williams. I think soon Lou Dort's going to get the boot, or at least told to come off the bench. Especially if you can find this guy who can play with Chet, and as long as Chet stays healthy. Unfortunately, there's not really anybody that fits that. Like the top 2 power forwards are gone in Walker and Hendricks. The next best power forward, Conley and Leonard Miller, who I don't hate. But I think I'm taking Derek Lively. That's what I'm going to do here. He doesn't need to be the offensive guy. He just needs to be the dude you set there in the middle and scare everyone away. And he can do that. At least he will be able to do that. So I like Derek Lively at 12, yeah. I also may be a little higher on Derek Lively than a couple others. Then moving on to the Raptors. I believe a point guard is the biggest need, especially with Fred VanVleet gone. Even with Fred VanVleet there, you still need a point guard because Fred VanVleet is not a point guard. and it's between Hood, Schifino, and Wallace. I am higher on Wallace, so I'm going to personally go Wallace here. I get he doesn't fit a traditional Raptors player, but I do believe he is the better point guard out of the two. So I'm going to put him there at 13. At 14, the other one goes. This one's Hood, Schifino. When you look at it, Zion is the best player on the team when he's healthy, just he doesn't play. Ingram's good, not touching them. Valanciunas, serviceable starter, not touching him. CJ, very good. You want him playing, you just don't want him playing point guard. So give me Hood, Schifino. The Atlanta Hawks, all honesty, they're a fine team. They need defense. They need defense and they need depth, which you're going to get, of course. You're going to get the depth. So leaning into the defense a bit more, Bilal, I know I've messed that up, whatever. He provides a bit more defensive potential or upside as opposed to these next group of guys. But I don't think that's quite what it is. Keontae George is a great defensive guard backup, at least available. I think he's the best defender in my eyes. But when you scroll down here, I wouldn't be surprised if Leonard Miller goes here. I mean, you're kind of shipping John Collins already. The only problem is Leonard Miller is not a scorer at the moment, and he won't be till next year. But just for the heck of it, I'm going to go ahead and take Leonard Miller here. Because he is a terrific defender. Leonard Miller is a fantastic defender. He's one of the best in the draft. So I think he will see a lot of minutes to start. And the defensive pairing of him and Okongwu are going to be terrific in the front court for the Hawks in the future. The Jazz are back up. Nick Smith in the first round. And Jordan Hawkins is, in my eyes, the next best player. But you already have that in Jordan Clarkson. It's not necessarily what you need. I think you need a wing. Coulibaly, probably the best one. Jet Howard up there, Rupert as well. But I like Dariq Whitehead. Again, I like Dariq Whitehead. And this is my mock draft, so I should probably go ahead and take Dariq Whitehead here. Let me think about it for half a second. I don't know what I'm thinking about. Part of the problem. I'm going to take Dariq Whitehead here. And again, this is my mock draft. Is this going to happen? Absolutely not. But if I'm the Jazz, I'm taking Dariq Whitehead. It's also like 3 and D. Just everyone can play 3 and can play D and shoot threes. Specifically, the offensive side of that. But Dariq Whitehead, he prides himself on defense, and I'm still. It's not that I haven't watched him. I just haven't watched him as much, so that might be part of it. But you know what? Go make your own. Whatever. I don't care. The Lakers, though, I was going to say they'll go ahead and snap him up, but I actually don't think so. I think you go point guard here. And I'm not the biggest Kobe Buffkin guy, but he is, without a doubt, the best point guard available for a while. So you go Kobe Buffkin there. The Heat, I think they need big man depth. I think that's a big part of it because he's old. He's retired. Caleb Martin's going to get a bag. Really, the Heat are growing old outside of these three, and you need kind of cheap replacements that you just throw in there. So in all honesty, Colby Jones is kind of tempting if they want to trade down out of this. I'm obviously not doing any trades. Hence why the Trailblazers don't have another pick here. But I don't like Coulibaly. I don't see him playing next to Jimmy or Tyler. I just don't see him playing. Same thing with Jordan. Keontae, I don't think he's a point guard. Jet Howard, he's not going to play. So when you're looking for someone who can go ahead and go right away, that's Noah Clowney. I think he's the best one to put in there. Great. He doesn't have to start. You can still start Kevin Love. I believe they still got him under contract. But Clowney can go ahead and hop in. Give you some great bench minutes his rookie year. The Warriors, they take See, this is where I've had Leonard Miller going here. Just because Draymond is gone. Draymond is not coming back. I don't think. I'm under the impression he's not coming back. So you need a starting power forward. I don't think you want Wiggins doing that, which honestly during the year will not be too bad. So you could take someone like Coulibaly, which is what I'm going to do, and say the Warriors are smart, they'll figure it out later. Sounds good to me. The Rockets, I think you swing on upside here. And that has to be at the guard position. However, there's not really a point guard here. Like the best listed point guard, all second round picks. Shooting guards, because they do have them listed. Like their listings are little. Probably is Keontae George is your best point guard bet. And I'm a huge fan of Keontae George, so I'll go ahead and draft him here to the Rockets. Stay pretty close to home. The Brooklyn Nets. I'm under the impression Ben Simmons is not playing another game. It's just in his NBA career. I'd be surprised if Ben Simmons plays another game. You have Mikal, you have Cameron. At least I think they will. They'll go ahead and keep him. Yeah, because he's restricted. Yeah, you have these three. That's pretty set, and that's not bad. Spencer Dinwiddie isn't horrible. I'm going to go ahead and take Jordan Hawkins. I think you're not going to make too much of a push right away, but he gives you something pretty steady-ish. He does get a little hot and cold, at least he did. But you know what he is. There's not too many questions about what Jordan Hawkins brings to you. Maybe you can develop him a bit more. There's not really any questions. Then, kind of look around. High upside, again, your second one. Take a little swing. And either you can move either one of these two to the 2. You can do that one. Have the other one play the 3. Or you take someone like Brandon. I'm not even going to try. Who has jumped up like crazy over the last since the combine has jumped up like crazy. And take that higher swing. But I think I'm going to go Jet Howard here, giving you a nice little wing combo of him and Bridges. He's not there defensively. But offensively, that's a nice little combo. The Trailblazers with their second pick with the Knicks. Your guards are full, so I'm going to go ahead and take a center, maybe a power forward if you truly get it in the future. James Nnaji, he looks like a beast. Training with Serge Ibaka looks fantastic. And I'm not a huge Jusuf Nurkic guy. I'm not anymore. A little bit when he was in Denver, but no, not anymore. Kind of sucks. So, James Nnaji to the Trailblazers at 21. At 22, 23. Yeah, because 22. It's working today, boys. At 23. The Kings at 24. I think they need wing help. I don't think that Harrison Barnes at the 3 is the answer. So I'm looking at Bryce Sensabaugh off the bench for this first year. Or, yeah, he'd still come off the bench the first year. Podziemski, Murray, obviously, Rupert. Like a lot of these guys just to come off the bench, I'm going to go Sensabaugh. I feel like he fits the Kings a bit better than the rest of them. The Grizzlies, obviously, he's gone, and he was a starter. You need a Dylan Brooks replacement, whatever. Your best bet at that is Brandon Podzimski. Your best chance of that is Din over here. So I'm going to go ahead and give him to the Grizzlies. The Pacers at 26. Why can't I count? I think you do go guard and you go Colby Jones. He's kind of just someone that'll do it all for you, night in, night out. Not like the jack of all trades kind of thing. The Hornets, I think Chris Murray fits here as a power forward. I think you can run a front court of him in Washington. I think Bridges, I don't know for sure, going to play playing it as he is gone. So Chris Murray there at 27, 28 with the Jazz. Take two big swings. I'm gonna give him a defender. Partially I just really like him, and I'm gonna go City Sissoko. I'm a huge fan of City Sissoko this year, so I'm gonna have him here at 28. Had him there at 28. 29. I really don't know what to do. I again, Prosper, another one who's jumped. Hawkes is okay. Not sold on it. Maxwell again is one of the dudes who is a 3-and-D wing, as they all are. So I don't know. Not overjoyed, but I think Ryan Rupert, best player. Go ahead and go there. And then the Clippers. If they grit, I'd be interested to see the Chris Paul trade, how this works out, because I'm assuming this is going to be the Wizards pick. But I'm going to draft it as if it is the Clippers. And let's see. Again, a point guard is what they need, because I don't think they're going to be able to pay Russ. If they keep Russ, fantastic. This team is really good next year if they can keep Russ, because he will kind of carry him throughout the regular season with Paul George. And then you do just need like a literal power forward. And I do like TJD as a Big Ten fan. But Kobe Brown. Now, and I know that looks dumb, but screw off.